So yesterday when we were riding, I hit the record button. Evidently I wasn't hitting the right button or something, or went in the wrong mode, so I lost a little bit of yesterday. So all I was saying is, I've been through Arkansas here and there with the truck, but never really visited as a destination spot. It's a very beautiful state. Definitely enjoyed our time here. We're definitely going to come back. Like I said, that's our anniversary, 29 years. Started dating, I guess she was 16, almost 17, and got married about a year later. Her mom wasn't a big fan of mine, which is understandable. She was the youngest of the daughters. The one daughter was in college or going to college, and the other daughter was already out. She's quite a bit older. And then the son went to military, I guess, after high school. And she was the last one. Basically, I think the son was, my brother-in-law was still living there, but, he was an adult. He's older than us. And her mom was focused on my wife at the time, and it's her baby, so I understood it. And then she's dating a guy that she knew that my dad was an alcoholic and had just died, and she thought that I was going to be an alcoholic because of that. And she wasn't a real big fan of my cars. I had an 81 Camaro that I had all souped up. Took it to the drag strip a lot, had nitrous on it, built small block. That car had worked on that car a lot. I had it pretty dialed in, and she wasn't a fan of that. And anyway, so we didn't really butt heads, because I didn't butt heads. I would just kind of stay out. I was never confrontational with her. I was respectful to her, and just let my wife deal with her. And whenever I was around her, I was nice to her, as nice as I could be, and just let nature take its course with that. There's nothing, if you're in a situation like that, if you're a younger person and the parent doesn't like you or something, the best course, in my opinion, on that is just to let the other person deal with them, and you stay respectful. And it all worked out. Now she's actually on Facebook, and she jokes around, and I'm probably her favorite now, I would say, out of everybody. I think she likes me more than she does my wife, actually, now. She's like, I'm like the apple of her eye. No, I'm just joking. But I was, I've always had a good relationship with my mom. I was a punk in my teenage years. I was not the best son during that time, but I've always been a mama's boy. And like on that one video where I introduced my dad or whatever, I said, they had a rough divorce. My mom took a lot of crap from him, and he was pretty abusive to her. So she handled that pretty well for what he was putting her through. He was always good to me, but he wasn't good to my mom. And that was part of the reason why, actually, the last time I ever talked to him, I hung up on him, because he started in about my mom, saying he still loved her and all that, and I had such a low tolerance by then. I didn't want to hear it anymore. I loved him and cared about him, but anytime you go through a divorce, you're kind of stuck in the middle. And it would have been easier for me if he didn't treat me right, or was abusive, whatever, but he really wasn't. He was always good to me. So my mom gets kind of stuck with that too, where we had different views of him. Even though I know I was there, and I probably don't know everything, but I do know that he was real abusive towards her. And it's kind of another funny story about him. We had a beagle. I actually picked her out. I think I was like 5 or 6 when we got her, and their dog, Daisy dog, had died. And we went and picked out some beagles, and I picked out this beagle, Peaches. We had her for 15 or 16 years, but anyway, it was basically my mom's dog, and I considered it my dog, so I picked her out and stuff. Of course, I'm only like, 5 to 8 years old, so, but anyway, when they got the divorce, they're going through divorce, he stole the dog, and she had to call the cops on him, and it was funny because he said, oh, he was always real funny and sarcastic. He said, here I am in jail. You know, I could be there with murderers and rapists and stuff, and people are asking what you're in for. And I gotta tell everybody I'm in, you know, I'm here because I stole a beagle, my own beagle. So he always made light of the situation. It was funny. At the time, it was funny. It's still kind of funny. He's like, "What are you in for?" "Oh, I stole a beagle." So that was like his little punchline for getting arrested for that. So that's, you know, that's what it is. He stole the dog. He shouldn't have done that, and he put my mom through a bunch of hell, and he shouldn't have done that. But then he had that sense of humor and stuff that kind of made him who he was. If he wouldn't have had the alcohol, he probably would have been just a great all-around guy. But he just, with the alcohol and stuff, he couldn't keep a job down, and it was, like I said, it was getting abusive and stuff. So I didn't want to make it sound like he was some kind of saint in that one video. My mom was, you know, something else. My mom's been a great mom. I've always been a mama's boy. I'm proud to admit that. I don't care. Even in my 40s, I'm still a mama's boy. And she's a great person, great mom. Couldn't ask for a better mom. And definitely nothing against. She did the best she could in that situation. And he was definitely abusive and aggressive. So, and like I said, I don't get into all this stuff. Just wanted to clarify that. And my mom and my wife have always had a pretty good relationship. Never had any issues there, really. So that's always been good. And now that I'm older and been with her daughter for a long time, her mom has accepted me, and things are good there too. So all is good. Now my son's 21. He's been with the same girl about 3 years, so we'll see how that works out. Of course, my daughter's 13, so she just turned 13. So she's going through the whole teenage thing. I feel like she's 13 going on 30. I don't know if anybody's had a daughter. They probably know what I'm talking about. But anyway, we're just, we left a little bit later. It's 10:30 now. It's pretty cold this morning. But it's supposed to get up in the 70s today, so it should be a nice ride back. Going, oh, there's trash on this street here. Somebody lost something. Going for a 31-year-old bike hasn't skipped a beat at all. It sits overnight. You turn the choke on and hit the starter for about a second. It fires up, runs perfect. Take the choke off about a minute later. Idle's perfect. It's been running great. No complaints at all. 31 years old, 76,000 miles on it now. And it runs like a champ. So couldn't be happier with that. So anyway, I guess we'll just go ahead and end this video out. I'm going to go ahead and head back to St. Louis.